Just kidding. What's going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Hopefully my mic's working. No one said it was bad before, but it might be bad now. It always does this to me.
Sounds
that
good.
being said, we are here again with another Monday chat hosted on my channel. I've got Ravenhawk Coins, Silver Seeker, and Keith over at Coin Crew. How are you guys doing? We'll start off with Raven. Congrats on 9K subs, by the way, today, brother. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing awesome, man. Thank you. I love doing these collabs like we always do, and we're trying to keep on that schedule a little tighter lately, which is nice because these go by pretty fast. Matter of fact, we were all BSing before the show, and we just realized, oh, wait, we need to go live.
Yeah, we were just chit-chatting.
So, but yeah, happy to be here. Happy to be at 9K, almost on the road to that 10K. We're going to have an insane giveaway when it happens.
Heck yeah. How about you, Seeker? I know you've continued to grow, 105 plus thousand, maybe 106 now. How's it going for you, brother?
I'm at 106,378 right now. But you know what? I'm not worried about that. Guys, seriously, if you haven't been to Raven, he's got such a huge giveaway going. Like, my giveaway was huge. I'm 99% sure Raven's is now bigger. I'm dead serious. So please go subscribe to Raven. And let's be honest, guys, don't just subscribe to him to try and get a free prize. Raven's channel is awesome. If you guys like numismatics, bills, and everything else, Raven is a great channel. Definitely go over there and show him some love and hit that sub button.
Thank you.
Well said, brother. And speaking of 10K giveaways, I know that Keith over at Coin Crew, you have one coming up here in tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. We're finally going to do it. We hit 10K December 21st last year. And we went on vacation, getting everything together. But yeah, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, whatever that translates to in your time zone. I don't know. I'm just
that's so funny. Like, I hit 100K way after you hit 10K, and my giveaway's already done.
Yeah, but I'm just a guy, and you're just a seeker. So that's how that.
I was just gonna joke about how slow old men can be, but that's cool. That's fun.
I'm just a coin guy.
Speaking of stuff, is there any links yet to any of the giveaway streams coming up for you, or at least for Keith? Do you have a link for it already?
It's already scheduled in.
Can you throw it in the chat so that everyone can see it in the chat, and maybe they can save that for later?
I can try.
While you do that, I want to also thank Richard Sappington, $5 super chat. Boom, let the party begin. Oh, I forgot. I'm in charge of this today too. Holy cow, I'm behind. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Dude, I'm telling you, the person who is the one going live, it's a lot of work.
It's a lot more. It's a lot harder. Yeah. That being said, hello, members. Hello, moderators. Thank you, Resin, VC Coins. I saw Michael Kittle, Ravenhawks in the chat, of course. And I want to thank you guys for being here. I did see a video. I wanted to start off on the discussion, Seeker. You put out a recent video about the silver price, and it has kind of fallen in the last little bit. I just wanted to get your thoughts on silver, the drop, and maybe reference the video a little bit.
Well, I didn't put out a video on the silver drop. I only put out a 1-minute short on the silver drop.
It was a short, but yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
No. I mean, I just, I basically just saw that Kitco was blaming it on the jobs report, but I think it goes a lot deeper than that. I really do. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. I don't want to dig into it too much, but I don't think that silver's done. I think it's going to continue to pull back a little bit personally.
Yeah. You know what? It actually held pretty well for quite a while. I mean, it came back from the what is that, 18, 19, and it stayed in that 23 to 24 range for a while. I was surprised it didn't pull back at all for so long, and now we're seeing a slight pullback. And I guess that's what I was referencing. Do you see, I know you don't like to predict silver prices. We're not here to do that, but you do see a little bit of a pullback still over the next couple of weeks, next couple of months, maybe?
Yeah, I don't predict silver prices ever, but I do think it's going to be weak for the next couple of months. Weak could be bouncing up 10 or 20 cents and then pulling back down too. Like, you don't really know what it's going to do, but I don't foresee like it jumping up back to $24 an ounce, maybe for at least the next month or two. And I could be 100% wrong, which is why I never predict spot prices. Of course, I could predict them every day because eventually I'll be right.
If you predict them every day, you could be right.
I do want to interject if I could, please.
Yep.
No.
You said you think it's going to be weak. However, in my store, the demand's actually stronger than.
Well, so I can talk about demand all day. So the demand for physical silver is irrelevant to the spot price.
That's
like
true.
it doesn't matter. What the physical demand controls is premiums, and that's exactly what we saw February 2021 Silver Squeeze. You know, we had comments. I did a video. I interviewed James from SD Bullion, and we talked about you know, how the physical market doesn't really make you know, a whole lot of difference on the COMEX. And we had comments from people, you know, before that on other videos talking about how the silver squeeze, you know, is the reason that prices went up. And, you know, I literally showed on this video, like looking at the silver price chart, the day of the silver squeeze, February 1st, 2021, it closed lower that day. It did not do anything. But what we did see is like $6 an ounce premium on 1 ounce rounds. We saw, you know, $12, $13 an ounce on Eagles. And, you know, guys, it got to a point where it was almost double spot price for a while there. It was just nuts. So what I'm really excited about, the spot price isn't as big to me as the premiums, and seeing the premiums come back down is why I made a video the other day talking about how I'm moving back into silver. Because last year I was buying more gold for my personal stack than I was silver because the premiums were so high.
That's something I'm worried about, the premiums possibly going back up because it's getting tighter.
Right.
Getting tighter. Chip Warner kind of segue right into that, says, can you guys talk about prices on junk silver? And we'll start with Raven. Raven, I know you're working in a shop. What is the going rate for you guys right now on just regular junk silver?
Right now, regular junk silver, my guy has it at 21 times face. He's buying for about 16, 17, you know, so he's being pretty fair, but I've seen him go as high as 18 or so, you know. Just depends on the condition of it. If it's more towards a BU, he'll pay a little bit more, of course. And
is there a difference right now in your shop between junk silver that are 90% half dollars versus dimes and quarters?
No, not at this shop. He's across the board with that.
Makes it easy for himself.
Yeah, you know, instead of, you're basically haggling over, you know, 15 cents or something like that when you're doing the half dollars being a little bit more. And we've noticed over time that you got a couple of the guys that are regulars that if you do that to them, they get pretty irritated. You know, they don't want to be squeezed for that last couple cents, which makes sense because every penny counts, you know?
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Keith? Have you seen anything different than what Raven's seeing?
I'm seeing, I'm starting to run out of 90%. I'm getting real tight. I'm still at a 18 buy time multiplied by face and selling at 20. However, unlike their shop, I do charge a little extra for halves because before, over the years, what I've noticed is if I don't charge extra for halves, I never have halves.
They pick them first.
Try to get picked.
Supply.
Yeah, that does happen. You know, and we've also gone to doing like little grab bags of $5 face, $10 face, you know, to kind of give somebody a spread of 90%ers in there. To kind of curtail the cherry picking aspect.
You know, something we don't talk about a lot. Now, I know you want to speak in with Seeker, but I want to ask this too. What about not gradable, not numismatic value, so to speak, $5 gold liberties? I mean, what's the goal? If I were to walk into a shop that has them, and we're not talking ones that could be graded or slabbed or that are graded or slabbed, just regular, it could be damaged, could be clean, could just be worn heavily. What does a $5 gold liberty non-better date technically go for out of a shop? Anyone know? Because I don't know either.
About the same price as a quarter ounce bullion.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't get a discount.
No, you really don't.
Sometimes, depending on appeal, it could be more.
So when you say
hard to get.
So when you say same price as a quarter ounce bullion, do you mean like same flat price or same price per ounce?
Like if you're selling a quarter ounce bullion for $5.75, an average circulated $5 lib is going to be $5.75.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
You don't get a discount because even though there's less gold there, you're not getting a discount because old gold is actually harder to get. And sometimes, in some cases, if it has a little bit more appeal, you may pay an extra $25.
It's not a whole lot less gold though. Like it's
not enough gold, but when the premiums on gold bullion go up, the premiums on those go up. So yeah,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Michael Kittle says 525 to 550, and that's what I was seeing what they're selling for in the market, just in general, like on eBay or whatever. You know, I mean that's about where they're selling for. I was just curious because it is one of my most favorite stackable gold, pre-33 gold that I do like because it's a little more affordable, and I'll buy it in any condition at any time. But I haven't bought one in 6 months, and I was just kind of getting an idea of what we're seeing out there.
Well, it's not a whole lot of, it's not a whole big difference of gold. Like at 1850 spot, the price, like the value of gold difference is $15.
Yeah.
Like there's $15 more gold in a quarter ounce than it's not like it's $100 difference in gold or anything.
Which then asks the question, if you were going to spend that much, would you buy a quarter ounce bullion or would you rather have the old gold?
I'd rather have the old gold.
I would rather have the old gold 100%.
Me too.
This old guy likes things like me. Old.
Things that he remembers being pressed.
Yeah, things
I
that
in his pocket walking to school. He's like, I got a $5 gold, $10 gold.
How about Beto D says, what about platinum coins?
I don't mess with platinum.
They're hard to get. They go for high premiums. For fractional, you can get full ounces. I think wholesalers around 80 to 100 over, and then you'll pay, a little bit more than that. But the fractionals, they're just whatever they're going at the time. And so even grams are crazy high premiums.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's the way it is.
We don't see a lot of platinum either. It's kind of hard to get.
It's just one of those things for me. It's not something that's been in my stack that I go looking for personally. If I'm going to spend the money on platinum, I'd rather spend it on stuff that I'm more familiar with and enjoy stacking more. So for me,
I like the platinum 10th ounce eagles the best.
Yeah, they're pretty.
They are pretty.
The 10-ounce eagles?
10th ounce.
10 ounce.
I was like, never heard of a 10-ounce eagle. A 10th ounce. Yeah, those are pretty.
They're limited too.
Seeker, you were going to say something about the about junk silver earlier.
I was actually going to ask a question, not say something about it.
Okay.
But I wanted to know, Raven had talked about what his shop is selling for, and he says sometimes it's a little bit more if it's really nice. Does your dealer, and this really isn't related to the 90%, it's just in general, does your dealer like give better deals to more frequent customers, or is it the same? It doesn't matter.
No, there is a big thing about building relationships with your LCS, and it's the same for all the dealers that I deal with.
Right.
The more you come in, the more often you're there, you're going to get a better break than Joe Cool off the street that comes in and just, you've never seen him before. So, you want to be nice, but if you were giving everybody a deal, you'd be cutting, your nose off to spite your face, so to speak. But if you're a frequent shopper and, you come in quite a bit, yeah, we take care of you. Cool.
I was just curious. That's all.
And I was going to say, that's the same thing with me. I have a silver dealer that everyone's like, how'd you get it for that? Well, why is he adding that in? Listen, 90% of the 90% I probably buy on an annual basis is directly from him. The only time I cheat on him is if he doesn't have it in stock and I need it, or it's something that I saw at a coin show that I got to get, or it's something that I saw at my local coin shop, a different shop, that he said, hey, they have a whole bunch there because they were asking if I wanted to buy some. So, but outside of that, he'll give me a multiple of face, probably 1 to 2 times face less, because he knows I'm going to buy constantly all the time. And even when he's trying to dump something and I don't need it, he'll say, hey, I'll give it to you at this if you take it all. And I'll do it because I know it's part of my permastack, or I'll use it for my channel in some form or fashion.
Yeah, and to add back to that, it's the same kind of thing. It also depends on what you're coming in with. Honestly, because we got some guys that are kind of like Rob that'll come in and they'll buy everything you put in front of them. And of course, we work with them a little bit more because we want them to come back and buy in bulk. That helps the shop out with cash flow and also builds a solid foundation for relationships.
Yeah, he'll toss in face value copper and nickel bags that have buffaloes, V-nickels, and large cents, and I'm getting it at face value just because I just spent, let's say I spent $3,500 on silver that he couldn't move for a while. You know what I mean? And he'll be like, here, we got this as well. Just face value is what I paid for it. You could take it. And usually he'll buy it at face value because he doesn't want it, but he started buying it because he knows I'll take it and hunt it for my channel.
I'd like to add to that. Raven kind of touched on it a little bit. I'm the only actual dealer here, but for me, everybody's treated the same to an extent. It is based on volume, and that's where Raven touched at to get the guy in there more. But it's also based on what they buy. If they're just buying nothing but bullion, the odds of getting a deal is going to be a little bit slimmer than if you're buying collectible coins as well.
Yes, yes.
I just wanted to throw that little bit in there.
Yeah, very true, because you can't, cut yourself short. That's for sure.
In bullion, you don't make a lot off of. You make a little bit more profit off the collectibles.
I've been reading this comment from Rich Fontaine. Can I touch on that?
Yeah, I was going to say, Seeker, how about you tack this first, and we'll have Keith tack it as well.
So Rich asked, does anyone else run into people insisting that their coins are worth gray sheet pricing at a minimum? I've now ran into it twice recently where people won't come down even $1 off of the gray sheet. I have noticed that the gray sheet's not near as accurate as it used to be. There's some stuff that it definitely underprices, and that might be what you're running into. But there are certain things in there that, like, you look at the gray sheet value and then you look at sold listings on eBay, and the gray sheet's like way too freaking high. And it seems like the gray sheet just isn't near as accurate as it used to be. It used to be, the gray sheet used to be a weekly publication, and then it went to monthly. And it seems since then it really has become less accurate than it used to be. I agree. What would, so Raven agrees. What about you, Keith?
Frequency of printing does make a difference. It's I guess you could say it's becoming like the Red Book, except not as bad. They print the Red Book like a year and a half, 2 years ahead of time, the year it's dated. How can it possibly be accurate? And coins are the same way. From 1 month to the next, they're not as accurate because they're not the same price.
Yeah. I think the most important, if it's like common stuff that you're never going to find auction records on, then it's not going to help you. But you can always look for auction records for like higher end slab coins and things like that, and that's really the most accurate you can do. And then I also personally, I like to look at eBay sold listings, but just keep in mind when you look at eBay sold listings, they might be a little high because the people selling the coin have to account for the fact that eBay is going to rape them sideways to get for their fees.
You want to really scare yourself, go look at what some of the wholesale things will pay you for stuff, and you go like, wait a minute, that's a third of its value.
Well, what you also have to look at too is when like Seeker here said, look at eBay sold listings. You need to compare the quality of the coin as to what you have. Because I've had so many people come in the shop. Oh, it says it's worth $1,000, and they come into this shop that's been ran over by a semi truck or something.
Yeah,
no, it ain't. And no, yours isn't worth $1,000. It's got scratches and like hammered and stuff.
Do people ever walk in your shop and just grab like all the coins out of their pocket and say, "I got something rare"?
Yeah. Can you look at these coins? And they're reaching in their pocket. And,
I read online that coins are worth money. Can you tell me if mine are?
Yeah.
I was watching this video by Couch Collectible, and he said it's worth $1,000.
Yeah, we had a guy recently come in, and he pulled out stuff. He had them all in little zip bags, and he's literally just what Seeker said. I watched this guy Couch Collectibles, and he said this time's worth $10,000. And my boss was the one that was working with him. My boss said that thing is worth 10 cents.
Someone came in the other week.
The guy literally cussed us out and threw the dime at us and walked out.
It wasn't worth $1,000, and was it? If
no.
You at you. I had a guy the other week says, I looked it up on Google and it's worth like $5,000. I think is the number he threw out there. I said, go sell it to Google then, because I'm not buying it. He was just animate about it. I didn't know what I was talking about. I said, well, go sell it to Google then.
Miss Coin Crew said, saw it on Etsy.
I heard
that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I pulled one out of the cash, a $35,000 penny out of the cash drawer. And I go, here, I'll sell you mine for $500. I said, it looks just a little better. And they're like, they looked at it and like, no, I'm trying to sell mine. I said, well, if I'm going to sell you mine this much less, what makes you think I'm going to give you 30 or 35 for yours?
Does anyone ever like accuse you of trying to rip them off after you tell them that you're not even interested in buying it?
Yeah.
It's like, how could you be trying to rip them off if you don't want to buy it at all? You know what I mean?
I've had people tell me I'm trying to rip them off. I'll say, I don't want it. And they'll say, give me $5. I don't want it. Give me $5. And finally I say, is it going to get you to leave? Yeah. Man, you ripped me off. And I gave them what they wanted just so they'd leave. But I ripped them off. I kept telling them I didn't want it.
I'm going to answer this question first by Gina R. Do you guys buy constitutional silver for the silver value or the numismatic value? I do a little bit of both, Gina. I do like the stack silver. I do try to upgrade and fill collection folders. I do cherry pick it for anything that has more than just face value because it has some kind of variety or an air possibly. But I do both. I mean, I prefer stacking constitutional silver over just bullion most of the time, although there are things that are bullion that I love collecting as well. But that being said, I wanted to get Ravenhawk's take. What about you, Raven? When you're buying constitutional silver, do you just want the silver value, or are you more into the numismatic value?
I'm a little bit of both, because there's sometimes that it goes without fail. There are times that you can literally cherry pick constitutional silver, that you're buying at low face value, that you're not buying it at a numismatic value. And then all of a sudden you just made money buying a little pile of coins because there's a couple key dates in there that make it worth your while. But I also, like Rob, I try to stack and make sure I have enough just in case something bad goes south and we're having to trade, silver and stuff for commodities and food. So yeah, that's pretty much what I do as well.
All right, let me see if we have anything else here while I'm trying to catch up to the comment. I'm pretty far behind, so unless somebody in the panel would like to discuss or saw a comment I missed.
I will call out this $5 super chat from Jason B for you.
I just quickly scrolled down to that. Yeah, good to see this group together. Thanks for the education. Keep doing your things, guys. Thank you, Jason B. I appreciate the $5 super chat more than you know.
Heck yeah.
I saw one in here that I wanted to address. Oh yeah, this one. Maybe someone else could take a stab at this. I mean, I know that there's a lot of 64 Kennedys that were minted because of first when they transitioned to 64 Kennedys, they didn't mint enough. And then there was such a demand for them that they didn't see them in circulation. Everyone was holding on to them. So they ended up minting a whole bunch more just to make them be able to circulate. But I know that 64 nickels are crazy, the 64 pennies. I don't know the exact story, but maybe someone here does.
It was a super strong economy during that time.
It was a strong economy. Rumors of them going to change the metal content of the coins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it was the
kind
same.
Of a last year thing.
It was the same for the Kennedys. They minted a lot because people started holding on to them because they knew it was the last year before they changed composition, and everyone just sat with them. That's why there's a lot of BU 64 coins and original rolls out there. People held on to them thinking that they were going to be worth a lot, which they are, by the way, but a lot of them are common dates.
Hey, Keith, what was the news stories like in 64 when they talked about canceling the silver?
What do you mean? All right, now you're angry now. I know you guys are always teasing me. No, but that was also the first year for the Kennedy, which made it double indemnity. I'm not even going to answer that with any justified answer there, because when I start talking about it, they'll say, "Yeah, you remember it well. You was there.
Sorry,
I wasn't even born."
On this panel, other than me, does anyone else stack copper at all?
No,
yeah,
I don't.
I do on certain things. Like this is a prime example. These are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Nice.
When I bought these, I paid, I think, like $1.20 a piece, and they're now worth about 20 a pop.
I stacked key date copper Lincoln cents.
And
I like those too. But I guess, the big, I get asked all the time, Rob, why do you stack the copper? Isn't it cumbersome? It is. I'm not going to lie. I have a lot of copper. The way I look at it is this. 1 pound of copper pennies is like 130 pennies. Okay. You paid $1.30 for 130 pennies. A pound of copper is about $4 plus. So for every 130 pennies I paid $1.30 for, I have $4 in copper value.
Yeah.
Is it going to get to a point that I have so much copper and there's no exit strategy other than maybe bulk lots? Because you can go on eBay right now and see that there's 5 pound copper penny lots that sell for like $20, $25. So there is money to be made in it if you want. But since I'm already hunting through penny boxes and since I'm already pulling out the copper and since I'm OCD on putting a copper cent back into circulation, I just keep stacking it. If the day comes where the cents no longer circulated and there's an exit strategy for me, it would be nice to be able to do something with them. But if not, if push came to shove, I could always get rid of them through bulk sales on websites if I had to.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Anyone buy the NGCX vault box?
I got a comment from someone saying they were surprised I didn't, and I just don't have much interest in it.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he's like, oh, I can't believe you didn't buy that. I was expecting you to be the first. And 2 years ago, I would have been, but I don't know. Like, I'm not very interested in it. I don't know.
So for those of you that don't know what that is, can you explain it real quick, Seeker?
Yeah, so it's basically a mystery box of slabbed with the modern grading, 1 to 10 scale coins and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not a big fan of the 1 to 10 thing, even though you can kind of figure it out, 70 equals 10 and back it off from there. But it's I know they're trying to create a buzz, but it just doesn't appeal.
It's not even that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I saw it and I'm like, oh, okay. And it wasn't, I didn't like get all excited about it. I was just like, oh, okay.
I would rather just buy a quarter ounce of gold. Know I'm getting something that's worth $500-$600 as to paying $600 for a vault box, and that they would buy back. I don't know, what is it, $450 or $130 or something, some ridiculously off price that they're willing to buy back if you don't like it.
Right.
Yeah. Really quick, I'll answer this quick question. T. Miller, for Kennedy NIFCs, they have to be really nice. If they have the Ring of Death or circulation damage, they fetch nothing other than face. What I do with mine, if I find nice ones, I put together full sets of 2002 to 2020 P&D NIFC sets, and then they usually sell for double face. And since I'm already going through $half, and since I'm seeing them, I might as well just make sets out of them and then offer them to those who want to fill Kennedy books. And they will pay double, and that's fine because they're ones that they're not going to get unless they can hunt halves or go picking them at their LCS for more than that anyway. So that's what I do with them. It's not a very profitable thing to do unless you're putting together your own sets or putting together an album. Anyone buy a round at Walmart? I've never done it. I've seen them. Has anyone ever bought one there?
No.
How do I feel about it? As long as you're getting a good price and it's the silver round, might as well.
So what Walmart's doing is drop shipping. That's exactly what that is. They're literally, just drop shipping you and charging you a little extra premium for you to get it from them.
I believe they were selling Atmex rounds at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Mike asks, the 69S double die doubled? And by the way, Mike, it's doubled with a D at the end of the first doubled. So it's doubled die, really worth 20 or 30,000, and how many are in circulation? Thanks. You can look at the pop reports of how many have been actually graded, and I know there's some raw. In order to get 20 to 30,000 for it, it's going to have to be in a low mint state, at least red brown. Low mint state red brown. If it's a heavily circulated brown scent with XF details, it's not going to get 20 to 30, but it's going to still get you probably 10K. They're hard. There's not that many out there, but I don't even know the number. There's probably less than 70 found and graded.
I did a shorts video on the 69S doubled die. The problem you have is a lot of, he said there's not that many out there. The problem you have, a lot of the 69Ss, they are die shifts. And a lot of people get a die shift confused with a doubled die.
Yeah, the machine doubling. There's a couple of really nice 69Ss that have everything machine doubled in it. When you first scope it, you're like, I found one. No, it's not. It's just machine doubling or die shifting.
Yeah, I've got a video. Did you do a video on that one? Anybody?
I haven't done one yet. It's been on my bucket list, but I was trying to find one first.
I mean, let's be honest. My channel isn't my channel has some numismatic content, but I'm mostly, more about the bullion market. So I don't usually do. I leave that to you guys. Like, seriously, guys, if you want numismatics, go to those three before me. Not that I have a lot of numismatic coins in my collection, but I just don't. I don't make the content about it like they do. Is what I'm saying.
He loves the silver.
I do love silver. I very much do.
What about collecting silver proof sets? I know 1992 was the very first year they put the silver proof sets back out there. Regular ones since 1936, prestige sets. There's so many different. I mean, honestly, for me, regular old proof sets are fun to stack since 1936 in the envelopes. I'll get them in capital holders because I can see the coins. They're already removed and if they look nice. I think prestige sets and some of those other ones are just fancier packaging personally, but I will buy the coins if the coins are nice, and I do try to cherry pick a lot of those proof sets that might have some of the valuable varieties within those proof years. So I do like for example, if I see 75S proof sets at a show, don't think I'm not looking at every single one to see if there's a no S dime. But I'm just saying, so there are ones that you can get lucky. They estimate that there's probably a few more 75 no S dimes out there that are sitting in someone's attic or closet in case when they first got the sets from the mint back in the day. So I always take a peek at those. And there's other years as well.
I believe it. Hold on again. Sorry.
Man, there's a lot of them. As far as the silver sets, now that we're talking about them, the best value for the money on the proof silver sets versus vintages, I think, would be the Black Box series from 1992 to 98.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, look at how much the U.S. Mint is charging for a brand new proof set. However, you can go back to those years and you can still get them. Some of them as low as 30, 35, somewhere in there. I don't know the exact number, but, you know, that's a decent price for a set. And they're not heavily minted like the ones in the early 60s.
Yeah.
You had a lot more of those minted in the 92 to 98.
Mm-hmm.
And any proof set that you can get from 56 and earlier, I mean, what you're really looking for, what I'm looking for is, does any of the silver coins have cameo? Any of the coins, even the wheat cents, does anything have cameo? And if I can find in a dealer's bin older 57, even in older proof sets, first thing I look for is any of the coins have cameo. If it does, I'm buying it regardless.
Yep. Because you get it graded, you get some good money.
Big money back.
Speaking of, I picked this up recently. It's a 53 proof set.
Oh, beautiful.
Sweet. You see that Benji got it? It's hard. It's not picking it up on this camera as well as it would my ZV1.
It looks
but that
nice.
Benji has beautiful frost on it, and I got a killer deal. And really, one day I want to get that graded, because if that comes back cameo, you know, that's a big dollar coin right there on a proof.
Oh yeah, I paid like anything 54 and older. If you can get a cameo 67 or higher, they're hundreds of dollars, hundreds.
Yeah, even just a regular 53D proof is like $130 or so. You know,
of course, we all dream about the 53S full bell line. Oh, that's the monster of the full bell lines.
Sorry, guys.
You know what's crazy is there's so many proof like or cameo like Benjis that I've had over the years that it just seems like it's just so tough to get that Why is it so tough for them to just look at the coin? I could have the exact same coin in a non-cameo year. When I say non-cameo, non-price cameo year, like it doesn't matter, and it'll look the exact same, and they'll give that one cameo, but they won't give the one that jumps in value cameo. It just drives me bonkers why they keep that population low.
I think it's done on purpose, to be honest, brother. You know, that there's a certain amount of things that go on with the grading, especially in high value coins, where they're just not willing sometimes to put it on there. And I also think, you know, Indian head cents and buffalo nickels constantly get trashed down in the key date years for that same reason, because they don't want to increase the populations.
And really quick, I want to make an announcement. Hillbilly Samurai, very generous. He went ahead and gifted 10 RFT memberships to random people. You can hear those going off right now. So if your name is green or it says in the chat you were gifted a membership, please be sure to thank Hillbilly Samurai. He does this on almost every one of our streams all the time. Very generous individual. Thank you, Hillbilly Samurai, and congratulations to the new members because of that.
Yep. Very cool, Hillbilly.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Josh Ryman, what's the best resource for Mercury Dime varieties? Variety Vista isn't helping that much. Well, Variety Vista is a great resource for a lot of the varieties, even in the Mercury Dimes. So I don't think there's an exclusive Mercury Dime variety site. Like there's the Lincoln Cent resource site, which is good for just Lincoln Cents. I don't know of one better than Variety Vista unless someone here knows. And I trust Variety Vista for looking for Mercury Dime varieties personally.
I have I don't have a book on Mercury Dimes, but I have a book on almost every coin, like Franklin's, Lincoln's, Buffalo's. So just look for a book, a printed book I'm sure there's one out there.
On Mercury, Mercury
does
Dimes.
Nothing but Mercury Dimes, and that's where you're going to find the varieties.
Man, it's been so long. I'm drawing a blank. What's the big Bible? There's 2 volumes. There's
the Cherry Picker's Guide.
The Cherry Picker's Guide is just too, you can get them used for cheaper, but that would probably have everything. But man, that's an expensive set of books.
It is expensive, and the Lincoln Cent is an entire book by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was so mad when I first got one. I got it in. I'm like, wait, where's the link? Oh, but it is a great guide, and they have a lot of stuff in there that people don't really know about. A lot of dealers that don't know, because there's so much to know in this hobby. It's insane.
That's part of why we make videos, isn't it? Because when we get old like me, we need to remind ourselves about all this stuff we forgot.
Pretty much. I've forgotten more than I know.
Nolan, they're just like regular NIFCs. They're released estimated ones. I've actually found them in circulated coin boxes. The problem is they have to be in, like I said on the Kennedys, they have to be in great shape or they command no premium. But if you're putting together a complete set, including all NIFCs and proof strikes for clad ATB quarters, then yeah, you're gonna need them. So they have some collectability, but they've got to be pristine.
Yeah.
All right. We have 23 more minutes. I haven't seen any recent questions. I did skip forward a little bit, so if you put one in the chat, go ahead and put it back in. Other than that, if you have questions, put them in the chat. We can continue to answer for another 20-25 minutes or so. What time period was best for finding silver in your change at the bank?
1964.
1964, yeah, would be that was probably the last really perfect year for finding silver in the bank. But
really, it's after Christmas.
There's never a bad time to find silver at the bank. You just have to ask, and one of the things I like to do is ask if they have anything that in their teller trays that they want to get rid of, like the dollar coins, the $50, or some foreign coins. You'd be surprised how many banks have a bunch of foreign coins sitting around that are actually silver that they didn't even know themselves.
Hey, I want to point out a comment by Foot in regard to the cherry pickers. He says there's a Kindle version of the cherry pickers that's very reasonably priced and searchable.
Oh, that's a good resource. We did not know. I did not know.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
I didn't know that.
I don't have a Kindle though either, so I guess I need to get more into the times.
Sierra Charlie made a comment. What was it like when the U.S. first struck its own coinage?
Yeah, were you actually there? Like, was Martha Washington sterling silver actually used? That's what we want to know.
It was like the Stone Age.
I'm sorry, Keith. I started this.
Dad picking on me about how old I am. Oh man.
Listen,
it's getting there.
If you would stop wiping your dust off the screen, you couldn't see the comments and you wouldn't even know.
Do you guys collect any of the newer items the Mint's coming out with? Innovation dollars, the newer Peace dollar, Morgan dollars, etc. I mean, we've talked about the newer Peace dollar Morgans. We all bought them when they first came out, and we'll probably all buy them again next year. But as far as the innovation dollars, they're a beautiful coin. I just don't get excited about the gold dollars, if you will. For me personally.
So the Peace and Morgan dollars, I'm still off of the U.S. Mint. I haven't ordered anything since the 2021s. So I may not order the 2022s or 2023s. I mean,
you're gonna order them.
I don't know. I haven't ordered anything from the Mint since 2021.
Well, then you can buy them and do a video on them at least just to show everyone else what they are. Like I like when you did the 2021s and you showed how you didn't like the finish. That was a good video.
Fair enough.
Wow, Dad, it's not really that relevant other than I just put them into 2 $50 plastic tubes and send them out. I mean, that's it. I put them in there and just send them out.
On the modern stuff, I think the innovation dollars are pretty cool, to be honest. They're expensive though for what they are. $24.95 for 1 or 2 coins in a set. They're dollar coins. They're pretty, but I'm not spending that kind of money on them myself.
Chip Warner said he thinks you guys are jealous of my experience.
That's what it is.
I'm gonna go with that.
I think it's borderline elder abuse when Seeker rails into him, but it's still fun.
Jason D'Amico says, "Do you think coin roll hunting for silver is coming to an end?" I've never bought into that because even in 2018, 19, 20, and 21, I have found similar amount of silver per boxes hunted. I have recaps on those. Yeah, it's slightly declined in 22 versus 21, and then 20 was my best year. So is it coming to it? I don't know, but I'll tell you this much: with as much people that are learning about it, and a lot of the different facilities are now some wrapping facilities are installing machines that weigh up the coins before they go into the boxes. Mm-hmm. If that becomes a thing, we probably will start seeing silver come to an end slowly, but that's coin roll hunting. You can still walk in customer wrap rules. You can still ask tellers. Yep. You're going to still find silver out there. You have garage sales, yard sales. I mean, you have all kinds of avenues, flea markets that you can find silver. So coin roll hunting, possibly in the next 3 to 5 years, but finding silver out there at face value, you'll always be able to find it somewhere.
My problem is that this, you guys, if you're watching this, you're getting a preview of the short that I'm releasing tomorrow. I picked up 2 boxes from the bank today, both brand new.
That's like literally. Problem.
Yeah, and
the problem is
that killed my CRH streams.
The problem is the businesses are using less change. They're accepting it as a form of payment less, which now the mint's still producing a lot of coins. So now when you go get boxes, you're getting a lot of the new stuff versus the stuff that's been aren't spending change as much as they used to. So we're seeing less get put back into circulation other than the stuff that's being minted. Last year, I probably had a 50-50 ratio of uncirculated boxes to circulated boxes. And I mean, literally in every denomination. It's become a chore to grab stuff, resend it somewhere else, exchange it, do this. It's become tough. So Seeker makes a good point. We're seeing less and less businesses take change. We're seeing Coinstars sort out silver. We're seeing things like that happen. We're seeing less of it, and we're having less opportunity because there's less people using it in everyday exchanges.
Not only that, for it going away completely, you're still always going to have the lucky finds, like where Rob did awesome one year, like what was that, about a year and a half or so ago, Rob? The big find where somebody
that was May of 2021. Yeah, I got the biggest score I've ever got in my life, and it was utterly insane. Utterly insane. Yep. I mean, we know it.
Collection dumps are incredible. What's up, Keith?
Mike Venero said, I know you guys all value it's getting away from me. All valued graded coins, but I really feel like it hurts the hobby and they abuse their power. I do gotta agree with them to the point of I do think the graders are abusing their power slightly, giving somebody a little bit better grade because they're spending a whole lot more money. But I don't think it hurts the hobby. I think it helps stabilize the hobby as to, teaching people how to grade, as long as they're doing it right. But yeah, there is some type of abuse out there.
Charles asked a question. I mean, I know that Seeker has a sponsor as well, but I've never said that you couldn't find a pretty good mix of Mercury dimes in any of the 3 major online silver dealers. People have bought from APMEX and got 1921 Merc dimes. Yep. So a lot of those big dealers, they buy them in bulk, package them up. They're not looking for better dates necessarily.
No, they're not cherry picking.
They don't have time.
I have found better date dimes and stuff from APMEX rolls as well.
So APMEX, SD Bullion, JM, it doesn't matter. Just maybe grab a couple of rolls from every one of them and see how you do. I mean, you're not going to be guaranteed anything great, but if you're just filling up a book, your album, you're probably going to get dates that you can use if you buy several rolls. So
with the bigger companies, it's a matter of the most valuable asset, time. They will make more money just by buying it, selling it, and then going out and buying the key dates and selling them.
Mm-hmm.
It costs too much money. Like, I won't search wheat cents. I just don't do it.
Yeah.
If someone sells me wheat cents, I tell them, separate the pre-30s, and I'll look through those. If they're not separated, I'm not looking at them. 3 cents a piece.
Well, because you know that 99.9% of the collections you have bought for wheat cents do not have the key dates.
And people have told me they've gotten teen S's out of there before. It just happens.
It happens. I mean, I probably have bought, all my years, I probably have bought 100 penny collections from 1909. And when I say collections, it's whatever they had in the folders. And 99% of those folders do not have any of the key dates and might have a semi here and there. So yeah, a heavy worn Morgan. I mean, I'm seeing them between $28 and $30 on average. When you say heavy worn, I mean Cole Morgan almost. Is that about right for you, Keith or Raven? What you're seeing?
Mm-hmm.
Unless it's a poor one. I mean, you're not going to find a poor one that cheap.
Well, if I find a poor one, I'm submitting.
Someone's going to try to send it off.
But yeah, $28 to $30 for really a really bad Morgan is about what you're going to find.
That's about right.
Yep.
Should I wait to sell my 21 Morgans when the 2023s come out? That's a good question. What do you think? I mean, I know they go pretty good right now, but what do you guys think?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I haven't thought about. I only have my set for my personal collection left.
That's all I have left too.
Right.
Yep.
And I won't sell. I won't sell those. So yeah, I never thought about it.
I have a couple sets, and the extras I'm waiting for them to blossom. Whenever it happens, that's when I'll sell them.
I was surprised the last coin show Rob and I were at. The set was like $2,400 for the whole set, graded at an MS69,
Right.
and then the MS70 was like $3,500. You know, I mean,
Isn't that crazy?
it's nuts. It's nuts.
I think I skipped the question. Anyone know? I don't know about any more. I mean, the West Point Mint's always going to be minting coins for projects or for special occasions. There will be more. I don't know when their next one is, but they will always continue to put out special releases or special anniversary or certain commemoratives. They'll always do that. I don't know when the next one is, though. Let's see.
Interesting question. Metal Lobster.
Has the Mint announced the cancellation of minting pennies? Any news on? No, I've never heard. There's been a lot of hoopla and BS over the years of they'll do it, but I do think that it will happen one day. Let's face it. Why are there pennies out there now anyway? Really, it doesn't. They're not really spendable other than just back and change. So,
hey, those zinc companies need to be able to make money to keep lobbying. Congressmen. Yeah.
When will they stop it? As soon as there's not enough people that are worried about the lobbyists for the zinc companies.
Yep, it's about Fedia.
Only wheat fence, Gina. And then was there a question, Keith, you were reading that I missed?
It was more of I guess a silly question. It's if you receive $500,000 inheritance, what would you do with it? Asking for a friend.
I'd buy a bunch of gold and silver and a boat, and then I would accidentally sink the boat. God, that would suck. All my gold and silver were on it. I didn't know. Yeah,
I would buy gold, silver,
nice.
and a house in Texas.
And a house in Texas. There you go.
And a house warmer. Texas, the state's correct spelling starts with a W. It's warmer.
Right.
Yeah. Like Michael Kittle says, too, do your part and keep using cash and keep using coins in particular. I agree.
I agree.
I mean, for two reasons. One, you get the cash at the bank. You can take a look at it for anything that has a fancy serial number. I have a subscriber. He was in the chat earlier, Maelo. He actually pulled out money from his bank and got a solid $7 $100 bill. Solid sevens. I mean,
wow.
That's $1,000 plus bill all day, every day to anyone.
I have been looking for solid digits on any note forever.
Me too. He sent me a picture. He goes, "How's this bill look, Rob?" And I was like, anyway, my point is you pull out bills, you pull out money, you get change to look through to see if you get something valuable. You go spend it, you get change back. You get to look through to see if there's something valuable. You never know when you're going to get a silver dime or a silver quarter in pocket. You never know. You might as well do it. It's a chance at something, and a chance is better than no chance at all.
I just want to say a foot for silver. Yes, it does. That's so funny. He said, "Does heat remove milk spots?"
Does it remove milk?
Yeah, I heard they were
1,000 degrees.
I heard there were people asking your questions because I said that in a video, and apparently some people took it literally. Like, oh, I guess if I apply enough heat, the milk spots will come off of these maples. Because I said, someone told me that if you apply heat to maples, the milk spots come off. Yeah, 1,100 degrees Celsius of heat.
If anything lower, it just turns them black.
Right.
Has anyone gotten any grading back from NGC that had the X grading system yet?
No.
I just got a few old type coins today. I put a video out on.
I haven't even seen one slabbed yet, but I haven't been looking.
My apologies on yawning multiple times.
Well, you also have CAC now putting out their own slabs. Which,
yeah, what's up with that? I haven't seen. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah, I haven't seen them yet either. But it kind of threw me off. But you knew that was the end game to that. You know, it has to be if you think about it.
Right.
They've been basically saying, "Hey, you guys got it right" for so long that they're like, "Well, finally, we can say that we're more experts because we were already approving NGC and PCGS."
They
And
weren't. They were just agreeing with them.
Right.
Now the real party starts.
Look at the money that it adds on to it. People specifically, it's got a CAC sticker. It's worth 15% more because they verified it.
But the real party is going to start now that they're going to actually do the raw coins themselves.
Yeah, I understand that.
Now we're going to see how good they actually are.
Keith, anything here on the different spread on collectible silver like Nuis and Purse?
Such a huge spread of collectibles. So, for example, Nui and Purse. A lot of it has to do with the premiums coming from the wholesalers. Also, the amount minted is part of it, and the desirability of the series or coin. I mean, those are all factors that will factor in. But the biggest factor, I think, is what the wholesalers charge, either because they want the extra money or because they're getting charged more from the Nui or the Perth Mint.
Thank you, Silver Merchant, for becoming a channel member. I see it on the YouTube live chat. It's not up here as I'm holding the comments trying to catch up, but thank you very much.
Silver Merchant rocks.
Silver Merchant does rock. We've met Silver Merchant at one of the coin shows.
Yes, we did at Raven's show and the Mustang show.
Yep.
I was there.
Yep.
He
said we all met him.
I was actually walking into one of the shops that I deal with, and Silver Merchant was sitting in the car outside, and her husband was inside.
Ooh.
And I walked in and saw her husband, and she's like, I was like, holy cow, he's a big, tall guy that knew who I was. And I'm like, I have no idea who I'm talking to. And he said who he was. So I went back out and talked to Silver Merchant for a while. She's a really nice lady.
Hey, I know you got one on the screen, but can I bring one up that I saw?
Yeah.
Jason B says, I bet grading shops will get AI software and start grading in the flesh. You know, I would have said, nah, 2 years ago, but seeing how crazy like ChatGPT is, like, maybe so. Like, man.
It's becoming more possible.
Yeah.
Well, once the problem is once they do that, Seeker, it's going to have a lot of those sliders get one or the other. And it's going to, and then people who actually try to re-encapsulate a coin that already has something, they could get a much different grade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's going to mess up all of the values. I mean, just the transition of when it starts to do it, then the values will all be changed, good or probably for the bad, because there'll be more coins that should have been graded higher that haven't been.
Right. I saw what Chip Warner said too about Silver Seeker.
Oh man, that was wrong.
No.
There's some of them guys that come in my stream know if you start saying the word, it starts getting to me sometimes. It's like somebody, I guess you could say, contagious thing. I don't know.
Oh, yawning is contagious.
Listen, let me be like sincere, not joking, and apologize for the amount of yawning. I had a very long night and a very long day. So anyway, I kind of injured myself yesterday, and not in a good way.
Would you buy newer maples over other coins just because of no milk spots?
You mean over other maples?
I guess that's what he's saying.
Well, yeah, because the newer ones are likely going to be cheaper. And the milk spots, the fact that they have no milk spots is a bonus.
Are silver dollars going to get any cheaper? Because they jumped up a couple of years ago and they've stayed up. You guys think they're ever going to drop back down, or they're just too collectible and sought after now?
I think the demand is so high right now for Morgans and peace dollars. I mean, we got guys coming in all the time that want to buy up, you know, pretty much every last Morgan or peace dollar that we have in the AU/BU bin that hasn't, you know, been put into a 2x2 or whatnot. And then also just the frequency of the ones that I see that sell on our different auctions and stuff. I mean, you know, there's a lot more informed people out there, and I'm actually happy to see it because I was really for a while there worried about the numismatic hobby. You know, It's one of the reasons I started a channel was because, you know, I wanted to teach what I knew, and I'm glad to see the change in the last couple of years.
Yeah. We have 5 minutes left. I think I skipped forward to catch up to some of the comments and the super chats and the new members that we had, so I may have missed some. I kind of ran back, but I don't want to be completely absent in the last 5 minutes looking. If you have questions, you'll have to throw them in the chat here in the last 5 minutes. The Beans asks, what do you think the Silver Eagle... Will the Silver Eagle be more expensive this year? Do you guys think it'll be more expensive?
I think it'll be cheaper than last year's because the premiums are coming down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I think the mint's lowering the premiums on them because of the decreased mintage year over year. Because of like in 20, the mint or 21 rather, the premium went up a little and the mintage went down a little. 22, the premium went up some more and the mintage went down some more. I don't think they want to face another reduction.
Yeah. Raven.
Yeah.
William Fowler, we all know William Fowler, great guy. What do you guys think of the uncut bank sheet notes? Are they worth it? Or bank note sheets?
I think so. You know, the older ones for sure.
Older ones for sure.
You know, or if they have star notes and they're uncut, you know, you just don't see them that much as often as you used to. You know.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, and those have always been highly collectible.
Mm-hmm.
I saw one from Cavello, and I may have missed it. I'm trying Cavello. Here it is. Where would you guys go for more affordable silver if you didn't have a coin shop nearby? Where would you go, Raven? You want silver? You don't have a coin shop anywhere. Maybe it's 2, 3, 4 hours away. What would you do?
For me, I would literally go on to sdbullion.com and see what they have going on. They're usually the least expensive option out there. SD Bullion treats you right. Sometimes you can get lucky with Atmex and Provident and JM. You know, really shop around. eBay, you can get lucky sometimes, but it's difficult. I think if you go with a larger bullion dealer, you're going to get treated well. You know? And if you buy frequently, like Atmex and a couple of them have loyalty programs and stuff, and if you spend a certain amount, they give you a little bit of a break over time. Right.
The other thing you could try is, you know, get up early on Saturday and Sunday morning and go hit some yard sales. And just because it's not out doesn't, because once people at yard sales start selling stuff, they start playing shop. And I've asked several times, do you ever think like old collectible stuff like comics, cards, or coins? I always use the 3 C's, and 9 times out of 10, they will go grab me something and they'll say, what do you think about this? You'd be surprised at how many people don't put them out there because they don't know what they're worth.
They don't think about it.
They really don't. But once you ask and they're already into I'm selling things mode. Now, I'm not saying try to rob them. That's not right. If they bring it out, I will tell them, here's what you would get at a shop for it. I'm willing to pay about that. You know what I mean? Yep. And then if I'm lucky, I bring it home and search through it and there's something good as well. So it is what it is. But I would try that as well.
Yeah, that's one of the things I completely forgot. Then you also have the gold and silver places that buy and sell gold and silver, and you have pawn shops that sometimes you can
pawn shops. Yep.
And swap meets. We have a couple different swap meets here, flea markets that have coin dealers that are, you know, pocket dealers, and some of them are really good. You know, they have decent prices. You just got to kind of develop the relationship, so to speak, just like you would with an LCS.
Anyone that got a help for silver, he's looking for a 2-kilo sea turtle for a good price.
Those are insanely expensive.
Expensive.
If I could, on where I would go for cheap silver, I'm a strong believer competition feeds the soul. So I would definitely recommend going to a coin shop or coin show and walking around the entire show and pricing up everybody. Make sure you write the table numbers down so you know where to go back to.
Yep, that's a good one too.
Harrison, I don't ever get discouraged. I mean, do I get discouraged a little bit? Yeah. I mean, right now I'm currently on a 19 straight dime box skunk streak. I'm a little discouraged on dimes because I hate searching dimes without silver because they're the worst things to look at. They're so small. Outside of dimes, I'll never be bored of hunting any denomination, no matter what happens. But dimes, I'm a little discouraged on them right now.
You know what? With dimes, even it hurts your eyes using a scope.
I hate hunting dimes to an extent, especially finds.
You know, some guy from Michigan tried to sell you a dime box. Just saying.
Yeah, well, I might try to get a dime box from this guy from Michigan because right now the dimes in Texas are ice cold. Matter of fact, I was talking to Dick and Dave, and he hasn't found a silver dime in a long time, and he always finds silver dimes where he's at. So something's going on with dimes. It might not be so much dime time anymore. Who knows?
I still got a 2009. I don't remember if it's a Philadelphia or Denver box.
If you have 2009 Denver box, those are less than 50 million minted each. I'd buy the whole box. I'd buy the whole box.
Double face for it when I bought it. So
yeah,
that's why I know it's
all day. And then the 2009 Phillies have just under 100 million.
I bought it in like 2009 or 10. That's how long I've had it.
You can get a lot more for that on eBay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's a Denver or the Philly. I don't remember.
Yeah. We are at 801. It's just about, I do have 2 dime boxes. I'm hoping to stop my dime skunk streak, but we'll have to see. That being said, it's 801, and we want to keep this to an hour. I know there's a lot of questions we missed, but as a reminder, every 2 weeks, we have one of us will host it. I think next week it's on Raven, or 2 weeks from now it's on Raven.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So we'll come back again in a couple weeks on Ravens. If I miss questions, I'm sorry. You can feel free to send emails to any one of us if you want to reach out to us directly after the show. That being said, I want to quickly announce Barry T for Silver, the Mount stacking for more. Great night. Don't stop the chats. Thank you very much, brother. And $20. Holy cow. I appreciate you very much. We'll start with Seeker. Seeker, anything you want to say to the chat before we say goodnight?
A lot of people were asking about the injury that I talked about, so I just wanted to share that. I tripped yesterday, and the full force of my speed moving forward plus my weight, I'm not a light guy, went into my knee, and it hit the corner of a wall.
Ooh.
My knee, like dead center of my knee, went straight into the corner of a wall. So I was literally on the ground for about 45 minutes. I couldn't even stand up. I hadn't felt pain that bad since I was 9 years old and got hit by a car, which broke my leg.
Did you almost throw up?
I felt like I was going to vomit. I mean, the pain just shot through my entire body. It was so painful. So I can walk today, but it hurts a little bit. Well, it hurts a lot of bit still.
He's lucky he's young. If he was my age, or even if he was Keith's age, he'd be dead. But if he was my age, he wouldn't have breaking a hip. He wouldn't have a leg.
Yeah, you might have as Raven said, you might have a broken hip if you was my age.
Yeah.
But as far as like the show is concerned, I just want to apologize for being tired. I was up late because of the pain, obviously, so I'm a little tired today. But I really appreciate you guys being here. And thank you guys so much. And please come back in 2 weeks on Raven's channel. And guys, sub the Raven. Let's get him to 150 gazillion subscribers. But we'll start with 10K.
Is the wall okay?
The wall's fine. Well, you know what stinks is we have those metal beads on the corners. So you know what I'm talking about? The metal beads. Yeah. Oh, that's painful.
I call that bull nose.
Yeah. It's funny because a week earlier I tripped and I still have the raspberry on my knee, but I'll tell that story another time. Raven,
yes, sir.
Final thoughts on the night and things you want to add?
Hey, we always have a great time. The hour flew by insanely fast, and great questions, great group of people here. I don't really have much to add other than I really enjoy doing this, and I can't wait till we do it again. And, if you show me some love, I appreciate it, everybody.
10K, Raven. Let's get him there. He has a monster giveaway coming up. Oh, the red eye, Raven? What is that?
This was sent to me by Robert Worley a while back.
That's cool. Legit. That's legit.
Cool?
Wow.
Keith, anything you want to add, brother?
Hillbilly Samurai, don't feel insulted. They just razz me about being old because I'm the oldest of all 4 of us. There's no insults needed for anybody older than me.
Really quick, raspberry drag, it's worse than a strawberry. The strawberry is sweet. I got a raspberry. It's when you have a abrasion on your knee or your arm that's so bad that it's like takes weeks to scab over and then fall off and then finally be healed. It's terrible. It stings every time I get in the shower or don't have something covering it.
Rich Fontaine says my chickens would attack that thing.
Anyway, I want to thank everybody. I'm always humbled to be asked to come up. I appreciate it. Tomorrow, come over to the Coin Crew channel, 10K giveaway. And I'm going to post it one more time in the chat. There it is. So, yeah.
Let's go.
I appreciate it.
Let's all right. Tomorrow, 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
So
whatever
5
your
6
time
p.m.
zone
Eastern.
matches.
Okay.
So it's 9 here now, which for Central, I think it's 8.
Yep.
So minus 3 hours off from now. And that's what time tomorrow.
Sounds
Thank
good.
you, moderators. Thank you, fellow host members. You guys are the best. I'm sure we'll chat for a second afterwards. But either way, thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you for the super chatters. And thank you to the new members. And thank you, Hillbilly Samurai, as well, for giving away some memberships. Very cool. You guys are the best. Have a great evening, a great rest of the week. And I'll see you on Keith's show tomorrow. And then hopefully I'll see you on my show on Wednesday. Ravens on Thursday. Mine on Friday. Seeker's on Saturday. Are you doing Saturday, Seeker?
Yes.
Okay. We'll see
Every
you all
night of the
week.
week.
We'll be here all week. All right. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Thanks for being here.
See you guys. Live long and prosper.